Peas and carrots?
Peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots.
Oh, peas and carrots.
Oh, hi. I'm Jennifer Fouts, and we're here to present the China study.
Hi, I'm Valerie Ashman, and today we'll be focusing on obesity.
And I'm Sarah Gilbert. The thesis for obesity is the solution to losing weight is a whole food, plant-based diet coupled with a reasonable amount of exercise. Based on the articles we reviewed and Campbell cited in the China study, we agree with this thesis. Some good definitions to know for the presentation include body mass index, or BMI. This is the measure of body fat based on height and weight that applies to adult men and women. Vegan is a type of diet that does not include animal products of any kind. Vegetarian is a type of diet that does not include meat, but can include other animal products such as dairy. One of the articles that we reviewed is prevalence of obesity is low in people who do not eat meat. This was a study cited by Campbell that had thousands of subjects. It was done using questionnaires and there was no intervention involved. The results of the study were that BMI is highest among meat eaters, lowest among vegans, and intermediate among vegetarians and fish eaters. The study noted that this should be a lifestyle. The study found that vegans who adhered to the diet for more than 5 years had a lower BMI than vegans who adhered to the diet for less than 5. This association with duration of diet suggests that the differences in BMI are largely due to the qualitative differences between the diets of the 4 groups. Another article that we reviewed is Veganism, Clinical Findings and Investigations. This found that the clinical findings in vegans were no different than non-vegans and that they had adequate nutritional status. And this included iron levels. One of the most common misconceptions about vegan and vegetarian diets is that they become deficient in a lot of nutrients. But when you have a well-planned diet, you'll be able to avoid this. The study suggests that the difference in BMI is due to the calorie difference in the types of diets. Vegan diets and foods tend to be a lot lower in calories than their non-vegan counterparts. And to talk more about why we should live on a plant-based diet, here's Valerie.
Thank you, Sarah. According to the China study, the solution to losing weight is a whole food, plant-based diet. Why live on a plant-based diet? Well, it's a long-term lifestyle change rather than a quick fad. It can provide sustained weight loss while minimizing risks of chronic disease. In James and Phyllis Brown's article, Nutritional Status of New Vegetarians, anthropometric, biochemical, and clinical data were obtained in the determination of nutritional status of 76 new vegetarians. Physical examinations were given to each participant by the physicians to identify their nutritional deficiencies. Well, there are many benefits by being on a plant-based diet. And these are some of the benefits that were stated in the article by the researchers. Vegetarians usually have a lower body weight, they have lower cholesterol levels, they're at lower risk of developing cancer and other diseases as well, and they usually do live longer. Apart from those benefits, vegetarians do usually have, or they can have downsides. These were some common nutritional deficiencies that were also in the article. Number 1, calcium, omega-3, iron, zinc, and B12 were listed in the article. Vegetarians can eat foods high in these nutrients to help with their deficiencies. For example, omega is usually found in fish, which vegetarians don't usually eat, but they can be replaced by seeds and nuts. Another example, B12 comes from animal sources, but can be replaced from cereals, soy beverages, and more. Campbell's thesis statement not only talks about a plant-based diet, but it includes physical activity. And now Jennifer will be presenting the next topic.
All right, well, I'm here to talk about society, food, physical activity, and how this all correlates with obesity. As we all know, food production and availability have drastically changed over the past few decades. These examples, listed on the slide above, are reasons why physical activity as well as nutritional quality have decreased over the years. As you can see, in this column, you see examples such as farming, harvesting, preparing food, which all require higher demand of human labor than today, as opposed to this column, which contains mass production, mechanical advancements, and the increasing use of media such as internet, TV, video gaming, and social media. Scientific evidence concurs. The China study states that the slimming effect of physical activity is obvious. Most people would consider it common knowledge that the more physically active individuals tend to appear to have less body fat. The International Association for the Study of Obesity presented research that showed even different approaches to the increasing activity resulted in similar conclusions of decreased overall weight. As stated earlier, it's important to emphasize long-term lifestyle changes as opposed to short-term fix-it fads. Campbell says, build it into your lifestyle, don't just burn calories. These are some of the RDA recommendations. Adults should engage in at least 30 minutes of vigorous physical activity for a minimum of 5 days per week, while children should enjoy at least 1 hour of vigorous physical activity per day. One easy way to integrate physical activity into your lifestyle is by taking the stairs instead of escalators or elevators. The plant-based diet system is based on two facts. One, that consuming calories discharged as heat rather than stored as fat. And two, the idea that the plant-based diet encourages physical activity. The truth behind the statement: the idea that energy can be discharged as heat rather than stored as fat really varies depending on the nutrient density of food or the quality of the foods consumed. Even plant-based diets can have high amounts of fat or be too energy-rich for basic consumption. The second factor that the plant-based lifestyle leads to an increase in physical activity is based on the idea that lower weight levels will lead to increased physical activities. And as we have known from Valerie and Sarah's presentation, that vegans and vegetarians usually have lower body weights. Overall, physical activity improves cardiovascular health and reduces the risk of other chronic diseases. So to conclude,
we agree with Campbell's thesis statement that
plant-based diets and whole foods,
along with physical activity, can combat the obesity epidemic.